Welcome to Guess the Lines, week 4 and 10 questions. I got to say, football is back. Special teams were crazy again. Block kicks no matter what. Dunkin Dad and Jake Riepma, how we doing? What was your thought on the week 3? I got to ask as we start.
Yeah, good and getting better, and mostly good because I didn't let the NFL impact my mood on Sunday. That'll come later tonight as we're recording this on a Monday night, and either my excitement or misery was delayed until Monday Night Football with Lions-Ravens. So pretty low-key day yesterday.
Yeah, that is right. We do have Monday Night Football music. That's why.
I love that. That's way more uplifting than the depressing state of my baseball team, the Detroit Tigers. Monumental collapse. The Motown meltdown continues. They've lost 6 in a row, swept over the weekend by the Braves in epic fashion, and they are gagging away one of the largest division leads in the history of baseball. We will tell future generations about this collapse. So that's how I'm doing.
That may sound even worse than the 2023 Eagles, and also the collapse of the 2018 Chicago Cubs, choking it all the way to the Milwaukee Brewers, somehow dynasty there is right now. Dunkin Dad, how are we doing, by the way?
Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. Shout out to Father Roscoe. Let's go, baby. Just keep digging in, keep holding on, and eventually you'll find a way to win. Goodness gracious. Woo, sweating out some victories, but Phillies locked up their division last week, settling into the number 2 spot. Eagles holding their own. We're going to get into it, break down all the alacrity, all the fun. But, man, we are all tuning into Detroit for all the right reasons and all the wrong reasons tonight.
Thank God for Monday Night Football. It's just the best game we've had all year. Thank God. Thank God for Monday Night Football anyways. All right, let's go. Let's go with who's back of the week. Jake, I'm going to have you, since you are a casual observer of the football slate, who's your back of the week from week 3, by the way?
I'm going to go big men touchdowns via special teams. I mean, that ever goes out of style. And I would also compound that to say bad beats are so back, because I had Rams, and I had Rams in the points. There is a single scenario in which that bet would not hit, and it is a blocked field goal return for a touchdown. So fortunately, I didn't have anything individually on the game other than I'm in against the spread pick'em, where you pick 10 games against the spread, and I was counting that as a victory because I had Rams 3.5. And the block field goal, it could have been a missed field goal. It could have been good. Either way, I would have hit that bet. But the block field goal touchdown is as bad of a beat as you can get. So bad beats are back along with big men touchdowns.
Dunkin Dad, who you got?
Who's back? Daniel Jones is back again. He's cashed 3 $100,000 bonuses in his 1-year contract that the Colts gave him because he wins games, $100,000. More than 50% of the snaps, $100,000 together. So, look, Daniel Jones, you are officially back as a starting NFL quarterback. Congratulations.
My who's back? Inferior teams beating the Dallas Cowboys. How about that? The Chicago Bears, out of all teams. I had this gift wrapped ready. He goes like, the Bears are going to not show up at all. The Cowboys are going to smoke them. I'm going to enjoy my 425 slate, go into the gym, and now I have to watch Caleb Williams have a coming out party versus the Dallas Cowboys as he went off on Matt Eberflus's defense. Inferior Cowboys versus inferior teams. That's my who's back of the week. How about that?
Yeah, it's becoming painfully obvious that there's something amiss in Dallas.
Am I right? Jake, what's missing, you think, is in Dallas? Is that a nice defensive end, you think, that's coming to town?
I would say good players defensively are missing. And a lot of people want to blame Eberflus, which is fine. And there's some instances where both in this game and against the Giants and Russell Wilson, the back seven just look like they have zero idea what type of zone concept they're in. and the miscommunication from a football perspective. But largely also, I would add that the Caleb Williams redemption tour, I still think it will only have one stop, and that's against Eberflus and the Cowboys, because I think it was more of the Cowboys' incompetence than it was the prowess of Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson's offense.
Yeah, I mean, you can put 11 guys on the field on defense. You could start there, right?
Yes.
Jesus, that's even worse than losing on Thanksgiving with under a minute to go and you have a timeout left. That's awful. So, all right, let's start with the 10 questions. I made these up during the good slate of the 1 o'clock and 4:25 and Thursday window, and a few other cool things about this as well. Number 10, what are your thoughts on the new stadiums for the Broncos and Washington Commanders that will be opening up by 2030? The Washington Commanders are going back to the old site of RFK, and the Broncos are going to a new yard called Burnham Yards. What are your thoughts on this, and what do you think this means for these two teams getting new stadiums?
I think just in general, there's a breath of fresh air and excitement with a new stadium. You're always going to have the one side of the aisle just demanding how is it financed and everything else that goes along with the conversations by people that are 10 times smarter than me, and that's being generous, that I can't possibly, my tiny little brain, figure out or fathom, what's the more optimal way to finance a stadium and so on and so forth. But from a fan's perspective, especially with the Commanders, I think it's long overdue. And I mean, I still have visions of the sides caving in and almost taking out Jalen Hurts a couple of years ago. And the fact that they're still in that same stadium is just kind of appalling. So overall, I think it's a huge benefit for both teams. And then again, those conversations with people far smarter than me have to take place.
Dunkin Dad.
Yeah, absolutely. Mixed use facility. Everybody get on board. That's the wave of the future if you're going to build a stadium. It's got to be multifaceted, multi-event, multi-everything. Jerry set the standard. I think he kind of put that in motion to sort of show, look, you can build these billion-dollar complexes. And yeah, like Jake's point, you got to figure out you can do it privately or you're going to do it through the civic goodwill.
Mm-hmm.
I think in some of these more nostalgia cities, like Jake had brought up, like you can sort of lean on that a little bit more. We want to keep our team here. So when you talk about the tax component of it, people are a little more apt to be like, well, we can kick in a little bit. The city can throw in a little bit because they bring so much of an economic boost to the actual metropolitan area. Other places, you're going to want a football team, you have to pay for it, right? That's just what it comes down to. But, asking the taxpayers to do it versus, the private equity, urban renewal in some of these places, it's good for business. It's good for the economy. And it's going to move events like the Super Bowl to some of these areas, because now they'll be equipped for it,
Yeah, definitely. Washington, I think it's cool. They're back. I'm bummed it's not outdoors. That's me. Denver, I that's one stadium I want to go to is the current Mile High, and I just look at this one. It's gonna be a dome. It looks like, I know everybody wants Super Bowls. They want to do indoor concerts. I know that. Final Fours, everything. That's cool. I'm personally just like outdoors and football played on grass. I know Washington's going to go grass. I know that. I just hope the Broncos stay on grass because the players' safety want to play on grass only. That's my big thing. Any objection to that at all? We're good.
No, I'm with you there. The field surface is an interesting conversation because I think in today's developments and technology and everything, you can have the natural grass with still the multi-use stadium and everything like that. So there's a way to have the best of both worlds, if you will.
Definitely, for sure. All right, number 9. This goes to Thursday Night Football. Did Mike McDaniel save his job in Buffalo, or does he live another day, or when do you think he'll get his pink slip by?
I think he did. You got a team in a short week that came out ready to play against a divisional opponent, and it was anytime you have a Thursday night football game, there's going to be an element of uncertainty of what team doesn't come out ready to play in the short week. But by all, if you put the blinders on and just take that game for what it was, a competitive game throughout, you had a well-called game as well from a game plan perspective with the offense. He put Tua in several different positions to succeed. I think Herb Street had the comment that, Tua isn't necessarily wowing anyone, but he's managing the game and playing like a quarterback on the road should in a big game. So there was an element of driving the bus, and I know that comes with negative connotation a lot of times, but he made important throws. He had the one late pick, but if you listen to Kurt Warner's explanation and defense of Tua, there's a lot of different ways where that interception wasn't necessarily Tua's fault. And on top of that, you have kind of an outlier with a player like Zach Zeeler, who is by all indications a team leader and as smart of a player as you will find. And he just had a brain dead moment where he roughs the punter. And football is a game of inches. I don't think he was particularly close to blocking that punt, but devil's advocate is he's given 100% effort trying to make a play for his guys. And unfortunately, that roughing the punter gives Buffalo the first down and the touchdown that they win. But football is a game of inches. And at the same time, Miami was very, very close. And that did not look like a team that was reeling as much as this Dolphins team is. So I think he did save his job.
Dunkin Dad.
Yes. Does he live another day? Bond. James Bond. McDaniels. Mike McDaniels. He will die another day. The premise of Die Another Day is the mission goes sideways and Bond is tortured for like 14 months. Well, the Dolphins fans have been tortured for way more than 14 months. The main protagonist in that movie is a guy named Colonel Tan Sun Moon. This obviously sounds like a guy that McDaniels would hang out with and chill with, but based on his name alone, that's not happening. He's trading conflict diamonds for special weapons. Maybe we should trade Tyreek Hill for some other special weapons to move ahead. Bond, he makes this alliance with this guy named Jinx, a la Tua, and they go on to save the world. But this isn't the movies. M doesn't care, Stephen Ross doesn't care, and the clock is ticking. So yes, he survived now, but he will die another day.
Let's go to the next question. You said it best anyways. Number 8, out of all the special teams plays to change the outcome of games on Sunday, which one was the best one? Can I say my favorite was the Jordan Davis run back touchdown and also the Brandon McManus getting blocked as well. If I had to choose one, I would say the Browns blocking the punt and then winning the game on the long field goal. Jake?
Yeah, that's the one I'm going with as well because it's a divisional opponent for my Detroit Lions. And anytime the Packers have an unexpected loss, I'll go ahead and take all kinds of satisfaction in that, especially because I believe many were already planning the Packers world champion Super Bowl parade for Lambeau Field. And maybe you get a little Lee Corso, not so fast, my friends, that we're not quite at that point, all you Green Bay Packer fans. So, and I think too, the kick to win it, I'm blanking on the Browns kicker's name, but that was no small feat either. And a lot of times when we talk special teams, it's the highlight reel, punt return, kick returns, blocked field goals for a touchdown, but the nuts and bolts of special teams, being able to stick a long field goal like that at the buzzer takes some real guts. And the Browns, they were the better team on special teams down the stretch and win the game. So I'm all about it.
Dunkin Dad.
Yeah, total ice in the veins, 55-yard kick for that guy. Kudos in Cleveland. I got to go with my guys, man. I mean, blocking not one, but two during the game, then walking it off, then having the bad beat. And it was kind of a little more relishing in the victory just for the fact that there were so many LA Rams fans just jumping all over social media. You just, we're going to win this game. We're going to kill you guys. We're going to show you how it's really blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you know what? They just find a way to win. And it is borderline creepy on that Patriot Chiefs sort of thing, like they brought up on First Take. It's like, man, like they're finding ways to win, even like when they're playing like total garbage. Because yesterday, in all intents and purposes, the Eagles should lose that game. They should 1,000,000,000% lose that game. They don't win it. And for whatever reason, football gods look down and like, hey, guess what? Take a W.
Take this gift anyways.
And not only that, but ruin Jake Riepma and many others. Ram 3.5 bet.
You're the first person I know that's ruined that, by the way. I had my buddy Vlad, who works at QIM, is like, some people are very happy right now, and some Eagle fans are very mad. It's like, you know what? Yeah. And then you announce this to the pod. We have someone that we know was on the bad beat of it anyways. Oh, yeah. All right. Uniform questions. All right. So what are your thoughts on the Nike NFL Rivals uniform programs? The Cardinals and Dolphins are debuting their rival uniforms this week. So Thursday Night Football, we have the Arizona Cardinals are going to unveil these bad boys against the Seattle Seahawks. And then we have the Miami Dolphins unveiling theirs versus the New York Jets on Monday Night Football. I don't like them. I really don't. I think black for black's sakes is annoying, especially with the Miami Dolphins. I think we've ran its course with black. The Cardinals one looks like they copy and pasted from the good old Arizona Diamondbacks template anyways. Jake, what's your thoughts?
I'm a huge uniform guy, and I'm all for new and creative twists on uniforms and salutes to the past, throwbacks. I mean, the Bucks all white creamsicles were chef's kiss this weekend, but these ones are both bad. And I'll start with the Dolphins one. You have, and I tweeted this out Thursday night, no matter how bad the Dolphins are, the all white with the aqua and orange always pops under the lights, especially. Combined with the Dolphins being my all-time favorite throwback uniform, there's so many great options for Dolphins uniform, whether it be the color combination or the actual throwback logos. You have so many options in the hopper, and I know this is a Nike thing and everything like that, but this is about as bad as you can do. It also distorts the Dolphins logo in a bit. When you have the black combined with the sun / hoop that the Dolphins jumping through, it looks weird, and it looks much better on a white backdrop than a black backdrop. So this misses in every sense of the word. Double thumbs down, 0 points. May God have mercy on your soul.
Dunkin Dad, go.
Thank you, Mr. Madison.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
Merchandising. That's what we're talking about. The kids are going to love it. They're going to buy it. Me, I'm going to be an old curmudgeon, old head. I want home whites, road darks. Give me one alternate. I'd be happy. I want to see my football team. I don't even need to dress me up, dress me down. It does look like an angry dolphin jumping through a hoop. It does. It looks like they're trying to be like, well, the sun is setting over here in Miami.
My turn, asshole.
It's like, yeah, sorry, buddy. Not going to work. And the Cardinals, it's almost like they walked into their room and was like, hey, here's a pack of crayons. Go ahead and make a uniform for us. And it was like, if we color the back like this sunset orange, red, and white, this will be great. Like, no creativity, just blah. And, yeah, I'm like, I guess having a few different things is nice, but you know what? Don't force it on me.
Get out!
This is what I think of him. Just get out of here. Get on out of here. I've had enough of these. I might be looking forward to whenever they do the NFC East, because I'm hoping the Eagles and the Giants and the Cowboys, they look at these and just throw them.
The Eagles are gonna have some crazy that blue and yellow combination trash they tried to bring back from like the 30s, and it's just like no one wants to see that. Donovan McNabb looked like a doofus run around those colors.
Jake probably knows the game we're talking about, right?
Yeah, no one wants to see that crap.
I can't place it. No, I really can't. The Eagles always mess up their uniforms, though, if I'm being honest. Like
Eagles Lions 07, the 75th anniversary, brought out these blue and yellow jerseys, and we destroyed the Lions. I think John Kitna was quarterback.
Yeah, I'll say that doesn't narrow it down.
It was a week 3 game, and Kevin Curtis went one off anyways. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, number 6. What are your thoughts on Caleb Williams' performance yesterday versus the Dallas Cowboys?
Oh, I already gave this take unintentionally because, very in tune to the rundown sheet that I study in great detail before hopping on here. So I will repeat everything I said like a broken record. I think this was more of a product of a bad Cowboys defense. I don't think this is some kind of Caleb Williams revenge tour, although it was the first time, I believe, and we're always accurate on the Upper Bowl podcast, I believe the first time in his career he's never been sacked, which is just insane to say. So here's what I'll say, just so it doesn't sound like I'm picking on Caleb and he doesn't paint his fingernails and cry and get mad at me, because I know he's a big listener. Yes, thank you. That if the Bears can somehow protect him and he can have another game where he doesn't get sacked, like most quarterbacks, he's better without pressure on him. And I know he can create and he's very mobile and everything else, but if you can't tell, I'm kind of a Caleb Williams hater.
I like it already, and I do have breaking news right now. Nick Bosa diagnosed with a torn ACL for your San Francisco 49ers. So bad news for this. That's a huge loss. I'm going to go by this with Caleb Williams. Do it against the Packers. Do it against the Eagles. Do it against I don't know who
The
else. they have in
Lions.
this. Do it against the Lions as well. Don't do it against a bullshit Cowboy team that didn't care about defense yesterday. It looked like a 7-on-7 match, anyways. It looked like Caleb Williams went against one of those crappy when he was at USC versus those crappy like Pac-12 schools. So wait me till next week, anyways. Dunkin Dad, who you got? What do you guys say?
I'm going to be number 3 in the triumvirate here. Caleb Williams, not my most favorite guy. He's got talent, obviously, but he's not the second coming of Warren Moon. The Cowboys' defense right now is just putrid. I want to call it trash, but I'm trying to be nice. They're just slow your roll. Like the same way Green Bay had to slow your roll thinking you guys are next, coming. Just relax. It's early in the season. Things are going to play out. You give a quarterback time, he's going to make plays. Or at least that's what you hope that your franchise quarterback does, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5, Sunday Night Football's Packers-Cowboys. There's some storylines with this one. Michael Parsons returning to Green Bay. What's the standout moment of this classic rivalry? Anyone go? So I got mine.
Yeah, I mean,
Mine's pretty recency bias based because it was hilarious just seeing them. Most recently, when the Cowboys were just unbeatable at home, and Dak was having his MVP year, and it was like 50-0 in the first half. Especially because that was my first year in Dallas, and I was at this huge watch party, and you could hear a pin drop of all these people there. So it's just kind of funny.
Dunkin'
that
Dad.
was awesome. I'm going to cherry pick, but I have a reason. Dez catching it. Dez not meant to catch. Why it's important, though, is because Seattle, they win, they go on to make their own run, and then they have their own controversial call in the Super Bowl, and they don't run the damn ball. So without Dez dropping it, we don't get the Marshawn Lynch not getting the carry. We don't get Tommy looking all excited on the bench. Malcolm Butler isn't a folk hero.
Yep.
So, butterfly effect, right?
I like that.
Can I say the 2016 playoff matchup? Is I know where I was for the 14 one. I was coming back from the gym, and I have unfortunately I have a Packer fan and a Cowboy fan who are both from college. The Cowboy fan was celebrating the touchdown by Des Bryant, and then they called it back. He lost and he threw something at the wall, and it was glass broke and everything. But the one between the Packers and Cowboys, the 425 game, go to the conference championship game. Jared Cook with that touchdown of the toe tap catch, and then the game winning field goal by Mason Crosby. I was living in Columbus then. Everyone was wearing Cowboy jerseys, all because of Zeke Elliott. Seeing everyone be so sad because the Cowboys lost is my favorite thing of all time, by the way. So that's mine.
A lot of Cowboys tears. You gotta love that.
I know. Especially. All right. Number 4. With Sunday going to be the start of the NFL international games in Europe, 4 straight Sundays, how much is too much for the international games? This year, the NFL has 6 games in Europe, by the way.
Go ahead, Duncan Dad, because I feel like I'm going first every time.
Orbis non sufficit. That's Latin for the world is not enough, Roger. The world is not enough. Yes, we're doing Bond terms this week.
I was just saying,
Bond.
James Bond theme.
It's a Bond theme, right? So Bond, this English dude, teams up with Dr. Christmas, who happens to be played by Dean Richards from the U.S., to stop a double agent, Electra King, who's played by Sophia Marceau. She's of Scottish, because we're playing in Scotland this year, and Azerbaijani background, creating a global crisis and a global oil crisis headed by Renaud from Russia. What are we all getting this? Why are we making this point? Well, it's a fitting tribute because this is Desmond Llewellyn's last appearance in the series as Q. But this doesn't mean that anything is slowing down anytime soon. We will get more international games. We will get more places to play. The Jaguars will eventually call London home. And as just a little side nugget, John Cleese from Monty Python showed up and briefly played Q's assistant R in this series, in this episode. And he also took over as Q in what movie? Die Another Day. It ties back to McDaniel's Bond full circle for the win. For the win. Enjoy, kids.
Yeah, I have no way of following that up. I'll say ditto, and I'm sick of the international games, but I don't think that matters.
I'm sick of them Dunkin Dad wins the day so far. Anyways, we'll go to the next one. Number 3. What's the best NFL warm weather city when it pops up on the schedule? Eagles play the Bucs in Tampa for the 3rd straight year. Jake, this is my answer to you. I always want to ask for Lions fans, what's the best one for you guys? Because you guys were in the NFC Central back in the day, and you had Tampa every year.
I was
the
just
NFC East had the Eagles play the Cardinals every year. That was a fun one. What's your guys's actually?
I think like the last 2 or 3 years for Lions fans has completely changed because all of a sudden they've become one of the best traveling teams in the NFL. And it's just because they were so bad for so long. And now they finally have a reason to travel. And so that game in Tampa, it would have been 2 years ago. It just seemed like the entire lower bowl was Honolulu blue. So that's the easy one. And like you said, there's the previous division tie to that one as well. I'd also say with the Lions, like they travel pretty well to even not just like desirable destinations. So I'll still say Tampa. I'm trying to think warm weather, other destinations where the Lions have played recently. I just keep going back to Tampa.
Dunkin Dad.
Man, it used to be San Diego, right? I loved when San Diego came up. Great city, great little place to get around, awesome weather. You don't really have to deal with too much of the LA crowd. I want to say I'm not a big Tampa fan. I am a Tampa fan, but I think just for being comfortable, like it's so humid and it's so hot. Like it takes a lot out of you. You're sweating, right? You get the suntan from sitting up there for no reason. Charlotte's always nice. It's got a good little mix area. Post-game logistics are nice. It's got like 3 major highways in and out of the city. Good restaurants, hotel, bars, all in the uptown area. It's a hidden gem. I think it's a little hidden gem. And 9 times out of 10, you're probably gonna go in there and get a win. So
Just so long as you're not the Falcons.
I've always loved Arizona. That's my spot I like to go to. I just think it's a good trip. Scottsdale. The stadium is a really nice area. I've been there. I went there last time the Eagles played, and it was all not the Super Bowl, but it was like Eagles Cardinals Week 5. No one saw that game unless you were in Arizona or in South Philly, or New South Jersey area. So I had a great time there. I go to Tampa every year, and I like it for Monday Night Football. 1 o'clock, I'm about to die again. So
right.
T's and P's for me, anyways. Miami's all right for a game. It just depends who's playing, really. So that's what I go to say. So I go Phoenix, put Tampa 2, Miami 3. I'll put LA 4 because I did the Eagles Rams game Sunday Night Football there. I will say this: if it's a Sunday Night Football game in LA, do it because it's 5 o'clock. You're not getting back to the stadium until 10 p.m. It's perfect anyway. So that's my pro tip to everybody. So. Number 2, we have Monday Night Football, so I will play the theme for you. Jake Riepma! Monday Night Football is Lions-Ravens. What's the first moment you think of this matchup, by the way?
I'll go the 60-yard field goal of a kicker that no longer plays for the Baltimore Ravens. I was in the 97 Won the Ticket post-game production room, all ready to talk about that was Dan Campbell's first year, and watching that live with you guys know what that feeling is like.
Yeah.
And the call and the ball hitting off the crossbar and then going in, and they had converted on a 4th and 18 earlier in the drive. And you're just like, there's no way the Lions can lose this game. And they lost the game.
Oh, Dunkin Dad, What do you got?
No, I have to second that. That's the one for me that sticks out for those reasons. And I was going to bring up that 4th and 18. It was just an improbable way to lose. And it was like, man, are the Lions going to be just this futile forever?
Yeah, cursed.
Yeah, and it was like, It was cursed. Yeah, it was like, damn, man. Yeah.
I will go with that answer, but I think I just think of one of the Monday night games they had in 2013 versus the Ravens. They always put these two together on Monday Night Football. It's always somehow a really good game anyway. So
yeah.
Shout out to schedule makers. All right, number 1. You are the Lions fan. I'd like to say you're on a national audience anyways. Give me one major key to victory for the Lions to win.
Control the line of scrimmage, and that's as cliche football guy as I can make it. But in a 2-game sample size, Jared Goff has looked like two different quarterbacks. When he had time to throw, 5 touchdowns, over 300 yards passing. When he didn't, we all know how ugly it was week 1 at Lambeau. And the same, I mean, the entire offense just starts and ends with what the offensive line is doing, and if they're able to keep Jared Goff upright, clean, and protected, and if they're able to establish a new line of scrimmage, because you got 2 of the best running backs in all the NFL. And I know that's a little bit of a homer take on David Montgomery, but Jahmyr Gibbs is as dynamic as they come, and it's a great 1-2 punch between Gibbs and Montgomery. And honestly, while I'm making that same point, same goes defensively. The Lions did not generate any kind of pressure on Jordan Love in week 1. Week 2, that defense got after Caleb Williams and forced some turnovers. And they're just, I mean, again, it's obvious. It's pointing out the obvious, but just totally different units offensively and defensively, depending on what's happening on the line of scrimmage.
All right. That's 10 questions. I got to say this. Go Lions tonight anyways. You got my vote of confidence. I need the Lions to win anyway. So, all right. Week 4, guess the Lions, Thursday night football, Seahawks, Cardinals. This was a rivalry. This is a rivalry, but I think it was fun in the mid-2010s anyways between Carson Palmer and Russell Wilson. Dunkin Dad, guess that line, Seahawks, Cardinals.
Give me the Seahawks 5.5.
Jake.
I'll go Seahawks 3.5.
I will say, I'm going to say a 1. How about that? For the Seahawks. Seahawks are plus 1.5.
Ooh, even with Connor out?
Yeah. Plus 1.5 is the Seahawks. Is the 1.5 point dog. So the Cardinals are 1.5 favorite. Shout out to a lot of injuries in that late game between the Cardinals and the 49ers. So that's a lot of anyway. So that was great.
That money.
Are you guys ready for Sunday morning football in Dublin, Ireland, by the way?
Look out.
Vikings, Steelers. This game will probably be streamed at a tailgate or two in Tampa, or this will be all over people's phones and stuff. I will say the Vikings with not JJ McCarthy. Right. I'm going to say Steelers are a 3-point favorite here in Ireland.
That sounds about right. I'll go 1.5 just because I haven't been overly impressed with the Steelers, and obviously the Vikings playing a shorthanded Bengals team. It's very questionable.
Murphy's, Guinness, and Bailey's. That should be your triumvirate for the morning routine. Take the Steelers 3.
2.5 point favorite for the Vikings, by the way.
Oh.
Carson
Wentz love is real.
Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't trust Carson Wentz at all anyways. So, all right. Yikesies games below.
Oh, boy.
There's a lot of them, by the way. I did not put the Lions in this group, by the way, because I give respect to Dan Campbell. He's the only reason why we're going to watch. He's in the mug games. Saints Bills. This may be a slaughtering of Kellen Moore, but Spencer Rattler, I don't know. Give me the Bills by 10.
Yeah, I'm even more. Is this the right term? You guys got to help me. If I say I'm more bullish on the Bills than that, I think it should quite literally be 2 touchdowns. I mean, and I'll even say 14.5. Give me the hook as well.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I think every week that we get to this point in the Guess the Lines, and Jake is asking, is this the highest line of the year so far? This has to be the highest line of the year so far. For argument's sake, I'll take the Bills at a solid 13.5.
I like to say price is right here. Jake, you are closest.
Without going over.
15.5, by the way.
Holy shit.
That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing for an NFL team to be 15.5 point underdogs. I love Kellen Moore, but man, get him out of New Orleans. No one deserves to be in that mess.
Oh my God.
Kellen Moore, I know there's an Eagles offensive coordinator job that you need that would like to have you back. Come on. So, all right.
It's like Tulane versus Syracuse.
Maybe a SWAC team versus LSU at least. How about that? Titans, Texans. Titans are 0-3. Titans are 0-3. Texans are 0-3. Someone must win in this game. Give me the Titans by 1. Give me Cam Ward at least.
Jeez. I unfortunately know way too much about the Texans. And here's life story time. I know that everybody asked for, but we do the Texans team reports for the Texas State Network out of Dallas. So fun fact. And voicing these reports every single day is a great reminder of how bad this team is and how poor CJ Stroud has played. And I love D'Amico Ryans. He's a great press conference, good soundbite and everything. But man, it is just not working for whatever reason in year number 3. But I think they have to win this game. They have to. It is a winner the season's over type of game for the Houston Texans. So I'll take the Texans 2.5.
Billion% agree. Just too much talent on the roster not to win this game, which leads and tends you to believe that they are not going to win the game. Regardless of that fact, I'll still take the Texans by 2.
Texans are a 7-point favorite in this game.
That is way too
7?
big. That is way too big.
They might not score 7 total points.
Let's build our parlay here. It was like Bills 15.
Yeah.
Bills.
Yeah, Bills.
The
Texans.
They get 7 first downs in a game? I don't know.
Oh my gosh,
Give me
This is why
Cam
we're not-
Ward. I'm going to take Cam Ward. I'm going to lock and load the Tennessee Titans, by the way. Oh,
right.
Lord. Panthers, Patriots. God, if you're in Connecticut or New York, New England area, you have shit football around you, by the way. Give me the Patriots by 3. I can't read the Patriots, and I can't read the Panthers. So give me the Patriots by 3.
I don't know. The Panthers I don't think the Falcons are that bad. And all of a sudden the Panthers just, what are they, belt to ass, as the kids say.
That's
BTA.
it. BTA.
So give me the Panthers by it's basically a pick 'em. I'll say 1.5.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm going to take Patriots at home by a point.
All right. Where is this line? 5.5-point favorite for the New England Patriots. What's that parlay you were thinking about anyways? Is it the Bills, the Titans?
First 3 games now.
You may have a parlay right there. Do you take
have
the
a
spreads or
parlay.
just the money lines? Is the better question.
Well, the money
let
lines.
me see this. Let me whip this up right now.
Take the Bills to cover, Titans with the points, Panthers with the points.
Titans.
Yeah. Would you call that like a trap game?
You
for
kicked it
Patriots?
601 on the odds right now. 601.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Not bad. All right, Chargers Giants in the Meadowlands, by the way. No turf gods yet. God, I can't watch it. I will not watch a New York Giant football game again until the Eagles play them, and that's really it. Give me the Chargers by 5.
Yeah, this feels like the kind of game that the Chargers win like 19-11. Just a really hard watch, a couple of safeties, lots of field goals. I'll take the Chargers to I'll say the line set at 5.5. Wait,
Okay.
what did you say, Trevor?
I said 5. You could take the hook.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take the hook.
Yeah, I'll take the Chargers 6 over the Giants. And watching the Giants offense is like watching the Cowboys defense.
Yeah. That's why when those two teams played, it was just captivating football.
It was
It
a match
reminds
made
me-
in heaven.
It reminds me of that Atlanta Dallas game in 2020. Dunkin Dad, you are right. 6-point favorite, by the way. So you were on the board.
Ugly game, though, just like Jake said. It's going to be an ugly game. It's supposed to be rainy this weekend coming up. Yeah.
If you're a New Yorker, you must invest in Sunday Ticket now after seeing awful football for the Jets and Giants. And if you're a Patriot fan, you might as well invest in Sunday Ticket if you're in Connecticut already, because you're getting 2 shit games already. So, all right, Browns and Lions, Mook game. This is a 1:00 game. I don't know what to expect out of the Browns, and I know the Lions just could go either way. Give me the Lions by a touchdown. How about that? Is that too much to say, Jake?
No, I like that. And you'd think the Lions guy would know if this was home or away. Is it in Detroit or
It's in
Cleveland?
the Motor City.
Oh, at Ford Field. Yeah, look out. I'll say Lions 8.5.
Yeah. I'll say,
On the dot, by the way, Jake Riepma.
yeah, I was going to say, I'd probably be like that call it by 7, but they'll cover that plus.
All right, let's go to the bridge window. Colts and the Rams. So we have 2 fun teams we're going to watch. Are we concerned about Matthew Stafford's back since he got crushed a lot in that second half versus the Eagles?
He didn't play up to Matthew Stafford par, and I think had he played anywhere near the way he did in the division round game, then it probably would have been over more so at halftime than it was. I'm kind of concerned, but not too concerned. I'm more looking at Indianapolis traveling across the country. Yeah. I'm saying
Rams by 1. Am I crazy?
Yeah, I think the Rams are a 2-point favorite at home.
And for about let's try and talk here, Jake. For about 3.5 quarters, I was being proven right. I think the Rams are really good, and I was again. It's a moot point now, but I was almost taking like an internal victory lap when the Rams were playing the way that they were against the Eagles, and then it just obviously all went to hell in a handbasket quickly. But I still believe in this Rams team, and it pains me because, like many in the Detroit area, can't stand not Matthew Stafford. He's fine. It's Kelly Stafford. I hate her. She's the worst.
Don't yell, my kids.
Yeah, I will raise my hand so high as one that was booing Matthew Stafford's children. In fact, I was double thumbs down right in their face. That's the kind of fan I am for the Lions.
I like you already for Lions games.
Unapologetically,
we like this unapologetic Lion fan. You may blend in well for Eagles Lions game Sunday night.
He's like right here, lady.
Yeah. That's. I mean that's. There's probably a Mount Rushmore of Kelly Stafford stories we could come up with. Throwing a pretzel at a fan is on that list. But
sounds like Dallas Latos almost. Anyways, you remember her
insinuating that fans were booing her children. Like, no, nobody's booing your children, lady. She's crazy. She's delusional.
You got to come up with a list like the most complex, controversial sports partner list, like with your Mount Rushmore. We'll dive into that.
Yeah, no, I like it. What other sports wives are just the worst of the worst? Maybe Jaden Daniels' mom. I don't think she's quite there yet, but she's shown some red flags. That
Jordan from UNC is making a push.
Yes,
yes.
Good call there. This is a great list. Forget guess the lines. Let's just come up with the most sports significant others. But Kelly Stafford is one of one.
Matt Latos and Dallas Latos. If you went to school and if you had buddies who are Reds fans, they were all over Dallas Latos. Anyways,
Kardashians are off limits, man. It's too easy.
Kardashians are off limits.
What's your point?
Definitely. All right, Jaguars 49ers. This is going to be a real snooze fest anyways. Give me the 49ers by 6, please.
The Niners are just winning ugly. So I'll say they just stick with that theme. Niners 3.5.
On point already, Jake Riepma.
Yeah. I'll take Niners 3. He's got it, but I don't know. I'm leaning Jacksonville for the outright win there.
Ooh. Nice lock and load for you. All right. Washington, Atlanta. In Atlanta, 1:00. Atlanta got shut out. Washington won with Marcus Mariota. Give me Washington by 7.
Yeah. The Commanders 5.
Jake?
I like that. Commanders, to be different, I'll say 4.5.
3 points, by the way. 3-point favorite on the road, by the way.
Oh.
In Atlanta. Ouch. All right, Sunday ticket watchable, the best game of the week, and not because it's the Eagles and Buccaneers, it's because it is 2 3-0 teams. It's a Burkhardt and Brady game. They announced it during yesterday's game, anyways. God, Eagles haven't won there since 2022, 23. It's Monday Night Football. Hot game, 1:00. I'm going to say pick 'em here. Am I crazy to say that?
I don't think the way the Eagles offense is playing, probably not crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Usually a loss in Tampa by the Eagles in regular season means really good playoff success. So I'm good with this either way. Give me the Eagles 1.5 on the road.
I'll say Bucks, 1.5.
Ooh.
I like that. Survey says Eagles are a 3-point favorite on the road.
Whoa.
Oh, that's big, man.
I suck at this game.
That's big.
We all have our weeks. Anyways. All right, CBS doubleheader, 425. We will start with the bad game first. Bears and the Raiders. Raiders got smoked by Washington. Bears had a nice moral win, which was a good win for Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. Raiders don't have an offensive line. They should really call up Donald Penn and maybe Steve Hutchinson and Steven Wisnowski to block for them again. Give me the Bears by 4. How about that? Jake?
Yeah, I don't know, because every time I talk smack about the Bears, maybe I'll just throw them a bone here and say Bears minus 2.5.
Yeah. Oi. I'll take the Bears. 3 on the road. I think the Raiders are doing a disservice to Genty out there. I know he's, chapping and run his mouth a little bit, but you drafted him to play, drafted him to run. You can use him. Give him the ball.
Bears are a 1.5-point favorite, by the way.
Yikes.
Ravens Chiefs 425. Nice playoff rematch. Nice classic. Nice AFC rivalry we have going on these days.
Yeah, when I heard that, I kind of forgot that they were playing next week already, because
I know
the Chiefs, they won pretty easily eventually last night against the Giants, but it took a little while. And if the Giants weren't as incompetent as they are, might have been a totally different game. And I know if we're fifths, we'd all be drunk, and we're not. So that being said, I think the Ravens are a much more formidable opponent. And if I'm sticking to my logic here, Lions win tonight on Monday Night Football. Ravens are pissed. They're 1-2, and they come out and take it out on the Chiefs. So give me the Ravens minus 2.5.
Give me Ravens by 3, actually.
I'm going to take the Ravens. Predicated a little bit on tonight's game, but I'll do Ravens on the road by 4. And I think Jake is right. I think what you're going to see is a total tale of 2 different 1-2 teams. The Chiefs going completely the opposite direction of the Ravens. And, at some point, the old guard has to be laid down. And, that game versus New York last night, they gave the Giants so many opportunities. And you would think if there was even a semblance of cohesiveness and coherency in the Giants' play calling, and you had a place kicker that wasn't hurt, they go up 7-6, then they stop them. They get the turnover right before the end of the half. They don't do nothing with it. And then after that, it's sort of just like attrition just builds up, and, Kansas City does what they do.
All right. It is Ravens 2.5, by the way. Good job, Jake. You are on fire. That's what they would say on NBA jams. And Sunday Night Football, Jake, you're in the area. Packers, Cowboys. Micah Parsons return. Is this the hottest ticket in for Cowboys Packers in 20 years, would you say?
Yeah, we were talking about that this morning, and getting blown out on the road doesn't help with excitement and building the hype. But at the end of the day, it's still a reunion. It's still the guy you traded away coming back, and it wasn't that long ago he was in a contract dispute and everything else. So I think there's still a lot of hype and excitement. With the Packers losing, it shows they're not invincible and unbeatable. So I still think it's going to be Packers. Gosh, almost a full touchdown spread. So I'll say Packers minus 6.5.
Take the Packers by 5.
Give me the Packers by 7. But I feel weird the Cowboys are going to make this close anyway, since they just score points anyways. 6.5. Jake, you're on spot, by the way. How about that? 3 in a row.
I got to double check, but CD Lamb, the high ankle sprain, I believe he'll be out.
Yeah.
Eek. Jalen Tolbert, get your cleats ready. You're going to be catching a lot of balls anyways. All right, Monday Night Football, doubleheader again. Are you excited?
Why?
Jake, why? I don't like this Monday Night Football stuff either.
Nope.
I got to
Not
get
unless-
up early on Sunday. Got to stay up late on Monday.
Yep.
So people got to work around here, Roger.
Yeah, it's brutal. Brutal. So
Well, let's start off with a place where nobody works. Let's go to Miami, anyways. Jets Dolphins. How about that? 2-0-3 teams. Thank God this is on cable. I'm not going to probably watch this game, and they can't even sell me to go to this game, anyways.
Jets Dolphins. Yeah, that's yawn snooze fest.
Give me Dolphins by 1. Give me a pick 'em at least. Pick 'em.
I guess. Yeah, I'll do Dolphins minus 2.5.
Yeah, Sauce Gardner, a little banged up, right? So give me Tua at home. I think Tyreek, he goes over his 30-yard touchdown drought is ended. I'll take the Dolphins by a solid 4 at home.
2.5 is the spread right now. The Dolphins are favored, by the way.
This is going to turn into like a 42-40 like shootout. Just because it's garbage.
I don't even want to watch it. And I probably don't want to go to this game either way. So that's why. All right, Bengals Broncos ABC. This would have been so much better if Joe Burrow didn't get turf toe. And now I don't even want to watch this game. So this is, I like to say, if you have a loved one, take her out to dinner this night. I'm going to say that.
Good night to miss. I'll say Broncos minus 5.5.
Yeah, I'll take the Broncos by 3 at home, and fortuitous again for the Broncos, having this team come in at this point with a banged up quarterback.
Oof.
They need to win.
Give me the Broncos by 1. Broncos are a 7.5 point favorite.
Whoa. Ouch. It's a lot of love.
Mercy.
A whole lot of love.
A whole lot of love. That is week 4. Guess the lines. Fellas, we'll talk to you next week. Take care. Be well.